Hello, my loves, and welcome back to another episode of the Energetic Shift podcast. Join me for a brew, fresh from the gym, while I've got something that I've been chewing on a little bit lately, actually, that I want to share with you, as always. And I've titled this topic, This or That is a Lie, right? And it's because it is. And I'm talking to you in fact, I'm talking about the ultimatum. I'm talking about the ultimatum that we are led to believe in this world around you can only have this or that. Like, you can, if you have this, you can't have that. If you want to be realistic, then ideally, you should really just do this and leave that behind. Like, there's got to be a sacrifice, And I'm fucking sick of hearing it. I'm sick because we can have all. We can have both this and that. And it's about finding that way, right? But regardless, I'm talking to you if you are that person that would love to go to the gym, but your diary looks like a game of fucking Tetris that the devil created, like, or designed, or you've got clients coming out of your ears. And all of those things are amazing. And that can lead to us believing that, oh, it's a good thing, I'm just in that season of my life. And I've said it myself. Like, I've had seasons in my life where I have not been able, in inverted commas, to go to the gym because I'm concentrating and focusing on my business. Or there's been times where I'm on a fitness journey and my business has suffered. And listen, right? That's all okay. That's all fine. That's all a choice. But if you want both to go to the gym and to run an amazing business, earn money, make an impact, all of the amazing things, do what we love, then you can. It's a choice. I'm talking to you if you want to scale, if you want to enter bigger rooms, make a bigger impact, earn more money, but you've got surgery planned this year. Here's little Charlie. For those of you that can't see, Charlie's just joined the screen. But you've got surgery this year, for example, or you've got a busy year personally, or you want to take the summer off, or your kids, need you, or you just fancy not being a shell of a human for once, right? Like, maybe you just want to take some time off. But you want to scale at the same time. Or you're craving a fucking spa day. Like, you would just love to be able to, you're looking at people on the internet and they're going to these amazing spas. And I'm one of those people, right? I know there's people in my audience that be like, oh, God, I wish I could just take a full day off where I don't have to go and do any work, or where I don't have to be needed or wanted by anybody, or if you don't have to fuck about with the school run or whatever, right? And honestly, you can't remember the last time you had a frigging poo in peace. Never mind a whole day to yourself. Like, if you're that person, I really am talking to you. You're dying to upskill. So you want to take on a new course, or enter a new room, or grab a certification from somewhere, but you're finding like it difficult to find an hour for a call or 2 hours for you to implement, and which is what it's going to take if you want to sign up to a new course. You're gonna have to do the work, right? And I know so many people that sign up for courses but can't find the time to actually implement the course in the first place. So there's no point anyway. Your nervous system is just literally filing for fucking divorce at this point. You're like, I can't find a time to just literally shit. Never mind, find time for another course. Or you've got this passion project sat in the back of your head or in your notes that you're like, I just love to do that. Like, I'm waiting to write my book, right? How many of you will listen to this going like, I'm waiting to write my book. I just need to find a year, like, to just find the time to write my book, waiting for that right time for you to just have however long needed, like hours just appear in your diary, and the right time never comes because you're too busy firefighting life and holding everything together with probably caffeine and just fucking pure ignorance at this point, but like adrenaline, right? Or you want to hire a team, but you can't even delegate the washing up to your fucking husband because he doesn't do it properly. Like, there's so many scenarios I can give you. I see you. And like, these are literally Like the things that I have just like listed off to you are me, have been me at some point in my life. I see you, girl. I absolutely do. You are obsessed with what you do. And I'm talking to past me at this point, right? You are obsessed with what you do. You love your clients. You love your business. You love the impact that you make. You love the growth. You cannot imagine ever being just content. Like you want more. You always want more. But you haven't yet figured out how to do that without sacrificing something. There's always some kind of sacrifice that you're coming up with, whether it's family time, self-care, travel, money, time, health. And somewhere along the line, you have swallowed and believed that something has to give. And I was that person. Like I fell for the trap. Like I fell for this trap of it's realistic, it's supposed to be like this. This is how it's supposed to be. That's the price of ambition, right? That's what it takes. Head down, arse up, which I say a lot, and I still do that. Head down, arse up, but not head down, arse up, and forget the rest of your fucking life, right? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. The problem isn't that you're wanting too much, that it's unrealistic, that you can't have it. The problem is that your capacity just hasn't caught up yet with your goals, your desire, your need and want to have more. And that's okay. That's actually okay. Nobody teaches women that. We don't know that. We're not taught it in schools. Nobody knows what capacity is until they get to like this point in their business or their lives, right? You were taught how to hustle. We all generally were, especially if you're from a working class background. You were most definitely taught to hustle and grind and squeeze the most into the least amount of time possible. It makes me actually I get goosebumps. It does something viscerally to me when I think about how I used to work and how I used to live my life. You were not taught how to expand your capacity so you could hold more without it costing you your frigging sanity. You weren't taught that in school. You weren't taught that growing up. There is a way to build an obsession-led, impact-driven business that pays you so fucking well and still have a life that feels spacious. I'm telling you this because I have lived it. Like I've said, I am literally talking to the past me. And I'm also telling you from a point of view of how I've changed that. So I'm going to share with you exactly like what my life looks like now, what I've done to change that, and how I now have this in my world and in my space. So my calendar has white space in it to do what the fuck I want with it, to be fair. And I take midweek spa days. I start passion projects because they light me up. So in the last year, I launched a book collaboration, no profit whatsoever, like no money in that. That was a pure impact project for me to elevate. The aim was to elevate 40 women, and I elevated 36. Boohoo for the 4, But I elevated 36 in the last year. I take spa days generally monthly. I've now implemented those into my business, and I'll tell you a little bit about that another day. My VIP days at the spas, and I rest, and I travel, and I build. I continue to build. I scale, and you'll have heard me talk about this before. Like 2025 for me was the year that all of this really started to make sense for me. So I've mentioned it before, but I'm going to repeat it again, just in case you haven't listened to another podcast or you haven't been following me on socials. My 2025 for me was the year that I doubled my income. I did a TED talk, so that's 10 months in the making. That's a lot of commitment and a lot of energetic mental capacity that you need for that. I took 2 months off because I had surgery and I holidayed just before it. I traveled more times than I usually do, so I doubled my travel last year. I ran a retreat. I launched 4 businesses and a CIC last year, 3 businesses, sorry, and a CIC last year. I can't even remember I launched the book collaboration. There were so many things that I did last year, and I probably worked a third of a third less time. Yeah, I probably worked a third less time last year than I did, and I doubled my income. So I know how to do it. So I scaled my business, I increased my income, and I did all of those amazing things. Now, if you'd have asked me 18 months ago, 2 years ago, if I would have been able to do the things that I did last year, I would have been absolutely not. I would have said, absolutely not. There's no way on God's earth I would have had to do that. You know, I could launch this, but I'd have to stop that. There's so many things, so many I suppose belief systems and conditioning that's out there that tells us this one thing. And the second I understood this, the second I was like, it's a capacity thing and I can work on my capacity. I understand this. I know this. I can actually work on this. Most days to me now generally feel like I'm fucking about with my friends while money's going into the bank, right? That's literally what it feels like. It's not luck, this, right? This is designed. I've designed my life like this. It's not luck, it's identity work, it's nervous system work, it's energetic capacity work, it's work on myself and my ability to be able to do the things that I want to do. And what changes everything from you being that person that feels like they can't have a shit in peace, never mind scale their business and attend spa days at the same time, you know, and like whatever it is that you want to do, you can have it all. You can have both. You can have everything. You can have, right? We're here for it all. It's a decision that you have to make. That's it. So you learn how to make every action feel light instead of overloaded and overwhelming. You make decisions without spiraling for 3 frigging days. You just act on it, right? You just make a decision and you just go. You delegate without gripping so tightly and being controlling and strangling your own bloody support. And I've been there too. You be visible in ways that expand you, not drain the living daylights out of you. You choose opportunities that elevate your life instead of the ones just because they're there or inflate your ego. And I have said the amount of opportunities that I said no to. Oh, I spoke on 13 stages last year, sorry. One of them was included TEDx. Now, 13 stages. I had the opportunity to speak on 16 stages. That's where that number comes from. I had the opportunity to speak on 16 stages and I turned 3 down because they weren't aligned with me for one reason or another. So choosing the opportunities that elevate you, not inflate your ego. Regulate your nervous system so that growth feels safe. And this is one of the biggest things that I see missing in a lot of business owners. They want the next level. They push for the next level, but inside they're so shit frightened of being able to keep hold of that they don't attract the right things. They don't attract the space in the diary. They don't attract the capacity. They don't attract what they want to attract, what they need to attract to be able to hold everything. So they need to work on the nervous system and increase your capacity. So more money doesn't mean more shit, more chaos, more work, right? We don't want to work more. And when I say work, I actually don't even like this freaking word anymore. I've been working this work word forever in my mind, right? Because it's like work as we know it is hard, is restrictive, is something that pulls us away from things that we love. And actually my work is something that I love. So we don't want more chaos in our life. And what most women don't understand is A lot of women, right? They don't scale because their body doesn't feel safe holding more. Like, that's why they don't scale. They don't scale because their body doesn't feel safe holding more. More visibility. They're scared to death of being more public and vulnerable and putting themselves out there for the world to see, people that they don't know, to judge them. They're worried about, more money. How can I hold more money? It's not safe for me. It's not normal for me to have this amount of money that I want. So immediately your body feels unsafe holding it because it's unfamiliar. More responsibility. More responsibility. So when you start hiring people, when you start becoming the person that pays somebody's wage, that's a responsibility in itself. What if your business doesn't work very well? What if you have a dip in your business and you can't pay your staff or your team? And then that's their income. Scary, right? And this is why a lot of people don't do it, because they can't hold it. You have to learn how to hold that. And more eyes on you. The bigger you get, the more successful you get, the more you put yourself out there on social media, for example, the more people can see you, the more eyes can see, the more stages you go and speak at. And there's absolutely going to be those people that don't fucking like you, that don't align with you, that don't gel with you. So we know this. We understand this bit. So you unconsciously cap yourselves. Or you scale and you burn the fuck out because you can't hold it. And then what that does is it confirms the story you've been telling yourself subconsciously. It confirms the fact that you can't have it. You can't hold it. See, I shouldn't have done both at the same time. I should have focused on one thing and not the other. Doesn't mean that, though. That's not the truth. Misalignment in all of those things will absolutely lead to those things. Burning you out or you not being able to hold everything. You need to make aligned choices. The more in alignment you are with all of the decisions that you make, the actions that you take, the visibility that you put yourself in. So, for example, the micro situations, the stages, right? If you want to go and speak on more stages, make sure that they're right stages, then it won't stress you out. Yes, you'll be nervous. Yes, you'll be, excited, nervous. Yes, there's still going to be the possibility of people in that audience that don't like you. But I guarantee there'll be more people that do. And if it's an aligned space, if it's not an aligned space, you'll know about it. Creating strategies within your business that are not aligned with you. Doing them because somebody's told you to, doing them because your coach does them, doing them because you've seen somebody on the internet do them, but knowing fine well that it feels tight. Well, I'm just going to get my head down, my ass up and just do it anyway. No. Head down, ass up, doing the right things for you. Fucking absolutely. Watch you quantum leap. Watch you rocket your business. Absolutely. And if every new level requires you to sacrifice your peace, your health, your relationships, you're building it from the wrong place, from a shaky foundation, really. So we don't want to have less ambition. We want the ambition. We need the ambition. The goal is to create bigger capacity to hold everything that you want to attract. Because every single level, there's going to be new devils. So we have to learn to do this. We have to learn how to expand our capacity. And I say it all the time, I feel 10 foot wide constantly. And I'm actually physically slimmer at the moment because I've been on a bit of a fitness journey this year, as you know, if you've been following me on my socials. And this is the exact reason that I created my mastermind, my brand new mastermind. It's 12 months. And I did it based on the fact that it took me 12 months to do what I did, over the last 18 months, building it up and then creating the things that I created last year. And I created this mastermind and I've called it Obsession. So if you're on my socials, you may have seen something about it. Obsession, it's my new signature mastermind and it's 12 months and it's for driven women who are obsessed with their fucking business. and they want to become more obsessed with their life in overall, right? You're probably building a business, like I've explained today. Like you want to put your all into it. You are putting your all into it, but you're doing it at the sacrifice of your life, right? So I want to be able to teach, coach, mentor, support you to be able to hold both, to build your capacity, to work on your nervous system regulation, to be able to build a business that you're obsessed with and have the life that you're also obsessed with. So you're already driven. You're not looking for ways on building a business. You know how to build a business. You're already driven. You're already ambitious, and you're already obsessed with your work. You refuse to keep paying for that obsession with your work, your impact, and what you love there with your life and areas of your life, whether it's fitness, health, family, freedom, whatever. There's something that you're missing. You are successful in your business. You're building an amazing business, but you're sacrificing the things at home or the things outside of your business. So I want to tell you a little bit about my mastermind, and it's, inside of Obsession, we build the business, continue to build the business, optimize the business, let's say, but we build it for the woman who can hold it. So we're building you up, expanding your identity, regulating your nervous system, restructuring your business model where needed, because I guarantee you there'll be tweaks to be made in your business to allow you more space and more capacity. We refine your visibility, we simplify your decisions, and we free up the time for you without you sacrificing your income, because you can have both. You can have a super successful business that you're fucking obsessed with, or multiple businesses. You may be sat there waiting to start another business, but you're just like, I haven't got the time. I haven't got the space, right? We want to be able to create that space for you to do both. So you get to keep your ambition. You get to keep your obsession. And all we're doing is getting rid of that martyr syndrome, right? We're getting rid of that, I can't have both. I can't do it. There is more money for you to make, and there are fucking so many more spa days for you to attend at the same time as you making money, right? Both get to coexist at the same time. You can have both. It's not this or that era. We're completely done with that brainwashing shit. It's done. So if this episode hit a fucking nerve for you, if you felt slightly attacked and like called out and like, oh my God, she sees me, then good, because that means that you're meant to be here. You're meant to listen to me, and you're probably meant to be in my mastermind, Obsession. So if you're listening to this and you are wanting some support to be able to create everything that I've talked about in today's episode, then I would love for you to reach out to me. Either come over to my Instagram, comment on the podcast. I will pop the link in my show notes for you to have a little look at Obsession, and I will look forward to hearing you. And obviously, if you love listening to the Energetic Shift, give me a 5-star review, share it with your friends, put it on your socials, tag me in it. I can't wait for you to reach out and see more amazing obsession-led businesses and spa days coexisting at the same time. Okay, see you next time.